The guy you're seeing right here is a scammer, but more specifically, this guy might be the dumbest scammer I've ever come across. And that's saying something, considering I've confronted countless scammers while making my scammer exposing videos. So who is this scammer and what makes him so dumb? Well, if you've watched my last video where I managed to scam a scammer, you would know the player Vanilla Pig 13. Even if you didn't watch it, which I recommend you do, Vanilla Pig 13 was a player that attempted to scam me while I was on an alt. The scam he used is known as a collateral scam, and it consists of a player swapping an item in trade for an identical looking item worth way less. So I managed to scam him instead by using his own strategy against him and swapping my item for an item worth even less than his swapped item. This led me to making 12 mil profit by scamming him. While this by itself already puts him pretty high up as one of the dumbest scammers I've ever seen, what I've learned recently about him after that video has easily solidified him as the dumbest scammer I've ever met. But if you don't want to make yourself victim to scamming, you should be sure to use code MASH in the Hypixel store for a 5% discount. And if you want to make yourself look a bit cooler, be sure to buy my Baby Yeti cosmetic in the Essentials store, which is actually on sale right now. Jokes aside though, I'm in uni and I need to pay rent, so any support helps for me making these videos. Anyways, let's get into it. First of all, after uploading the video exposing Vanilla Pig, he got really mad. But let me tell you why. As a quick recap, after exposing him, I asked him to give me the IGNs of the players he scammed so I could return the money to them. The issue is though, that after I actually confronted these victims, they all told me that the person who actually scammed them was his co-op member slash friend, Mid-X-Night-Wolf. This might seem kinda random or irrelevant at first, but for me it was very interesting. The reason for this was because only an hour after I caught him, he sent me this huge DM, basically apologizing quote unquote for scamming, but more importantly, trying to highlight that his friends were innocent and had nothing to do with the scamming. At first, I didn't think much of him saying that, but after learning that his co-op member did in fact scam a lot, it made so much more sense. So, of course, I confronted him in DMs about it. Immediately, he lies and tries to play it off as him pressuring Mid-X-Night-Wolf into doing it. I know this is false, but we'll come back to why I know this later. Anyways, after he realizes that I'm not buying his story and going to expose his friend too, he tells me about this quote-unquote scammer group chat that he's in. We'll skip over it for today because it's not that important to the story I'm telling, but all you have to know is that he thought by him ratting out this group chat, he was going to get completely free and I was going to scrap my video on him. Obviously, that wasn't the case, and that's why after the video went up, he got extremely mad. I know that it sounds incredibly stupid that he actually thought he could get out of it just by ratting his friends out, but that's just literally what he thought. If we look at the DMs, he said, "You like literally just dropped all of my usernames on everything and did stuff that you said you wouldn't." First of all, I not once ever in our DMs agreed to scrap my video because he exposed his friends. He literally offered it completely on his own after he realized I was gonna actually expose Mid-X-Night-Wolf, his co-op member. But even if I did agree, how does he not see the irony in that statement? He said, and I quote, "You did stuff you said you wouldn't." Now, doesn't that sound extremely familiar? Almost like when you're trading with someone in Skyblock and they said they would give you one item, but instead they give you a different one? The jokes literally write themselves. Oh, also the reason I know Mid-X-Night-Wolf wasn't pressured into scamming because other people like this guy have sent me screenshots or messages basically showing me that they were scammed by Mid-X-Night-Wolf. And if we need any more proof, I actually found his YouTube channel, and on it, I found a comment saying that they got scammed by him on Roblox Pet Simulator. So it's safe to say that we definitely know he is a person to scam. You might also be wondering why exactly Vanilla Pig was trying to put all the blame onto himself. Well, if it wasn't obvious enough, his plan at first was to get me to expose only him and leave his friend completely out of it so his friend could continue to scam after the video. But obviously, after I told him that I was going to expose his friend too, his plan completely failed and he had to try something else, which is why he told me about the group chat. That also didn't work as we know, which led to him finally sending me this message and then blocking me. Oh, and remember, that's not even the dumbest thing he did. Since he thought I scrapped my video at first, he changed his IGN and started scamming again. Yeah, after his huge apology about never scamming again and whatever, I had people telling me they've seen him scamming under his new IGN. More specifically, dungeon carry scamming. As of now, I don't have definitive proof of him scamming, but I wouldn't really put it past him. Either way, we still haven't even gotten to what solidified him as the dumbest scammer ever. So for you to understand, let me paint you a story. I was having no luck finding scammers to expose. So instead of just sticking through it, I decided to search on YouTube for any other people exposing scammers. This is when I discovered Lucas, a YouTuber who's been confronting countless scammers across the past year. So obviously he had some luck finding scammers, so I decided to DM him. What he told me wasn't important, but the fact that I watched his videos was very important. Because a few days after I uploaded my video, I got recommended one of his videos, and funnily enough, he also managed to scam a scammer a few weeks before me. But for whatever reason, I decided to take a closer look at the thumbnail. And there's no way he scammed the same guy on his main account. In my video, we find out this guy's main account is Hey with a bunch of numbers. And this is the same guy that I scammed in my video. So let me just clarify. This guy tried to scam on his main and failed and got scammed instead. So he decides to go on an alt so he can get away with it. But even though he's the one scamming and he's already been scammed himself, he still manages to fail and get scammed by me. I cannot even put it into words how bad you have to be to pull this off. But at least I guess it explains why he got so mad when I released the video. He's had to experience this entire situation twice. And one final thing, please don't harass any of the guys in this video. I try my best to hide most of their info, but some people take making fun of people way too seriously. Yeah, you can make fun of them and their stupid decisions, but insulting them over and over again and or making threats about their lives is just not cool. At the end of the day, this is just a block game and these are kids. So please don't get so pressed, even if you're a kid yourself. Anyways, see you in the next one. I'll see you guys later. Bye!